It was never meant to be love, but one gentle touch changed everything. My name is Jessica, and for a long time, I believed love had to announce itself loudly. I thought it arrived with sudden feelings, fast confessions, and dramatic moments. I didn't know then that love could begin with something far quieter, something as simple and powerful as a touch. I met Ethan during a phase of my life when I was emotionally careful. I had learned to protect my heart. I was kind, open, and friendly but guarded. Touch, to me, was personal, meaningful, never casual. Ethan was calm in a way that felt rare. He spoke gently, listened fully, and never crossed boundaries. There was safety in him, and safety has a way of drawing people closer. At first, our connection was built on conversation. We talked about work, life, small dreams, and quiet frustrations. We laughed softly, never loudly. We shared pauses without discomfort. Yet, there was always a respectful distance between us, no accidental brushes, no unnecessary closeness. Until one day, everything changed. It was late evening. We were sitting in a quiet space, the world outside moving faster than we were. I was telling Ethan about a difficult moment from my past tone I rarely shared. My voice shook slightly, though I tried to stay composed. He didn't interrupt. He didn't rush to respond. Instead, he reached out and gently placed his hand over mine. That was it. No sudden movement. No intention being comfort. But something shifted. That touch didn't feel casual. It felt careful, safe, grounding. My breath slowed, and for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel alone with my emotions. "I'm here," he said quietly. That moment stayed with me, long after the conversation ended. I replayed it in my mind not because it was dramatic, but because it was sincere. His touch had spoken in a way words never could. It didn't ask for anything. It simply offered presence. From that day on, touch became part of our language. It was never rushed, never forced. A hand offered while walking. A brief shoulder touch during laughter. A reassuring hold during moments of doubt. Each touch carried meaning. I began to notice how my heart reacted not with fear, but with warmth, with trust, with a growing sense of connection I couldn't ignore. Still, love didn't arrive suddenly. It grew slowly. There were days when we stayed distant, unsure of what this was becoming. Days when we focused on life's responsibilities and let emotions rest quietly. But whenever we came back together, that same gentle closeness returned unchanged, patient. One evening, we walked along a quiet street under soft lights. The night was calm, and our steps matched naturally. Without thinking, Ethan reached for my hand. I let him. That moment felt different. It wasn't just comfort anymore. It was choice. I realized then that touch had become trust and trust was becoming love. "Do you ever feel like things change without us planning then?" I asked. He smiled. "The best things usually do." As our relationship deepened, touch became more expressive but never overwhelming. It wasn't about desire. It was about connection, about reassurance, about saying, "I'm here, and I'm not leaving." We faced challenges, of course, moments of misunderstanding, times when emotions felt heavy and words fell short. But even then, touch helped us return to calm. A held hand during silence. A gentle hug after difficult conversations. Love learned to live in those moments. One night, after a long and emotional day, I leaned my head against Ethan's shoulder. He wrapped his arm around me slowly, as if asking permission without words. I felt safe enough to stay. That was when I knew love had arrived. Not loudly, not suddenly, but fully. "I never thought touch could mean so much," I said quietly. He replied, "Only when it's honest." From then on, we didn't question what we were becoming. We didn't rush labels or promises. We let love unfold naturally, guided by respect and care. Touch didn't replace words, it supported them. And when we finally spoke our feelings, they felt natural, earned, and real. Love didn't begin the day we met. It didn't begin with attraction or excitement. It began when touch became understanding. And that is how touch turned into love, slowly, gently, and forever. A simple touch had started it, but love grew in every moment we chose each other afterward. After that first gentle touch, everything between Ethan and me began to shift quietly, almost imperceptibly. It wasn't dramatic. There were no sudden confessions, no intense nights, just a steady, growing awareness of connection, trust, and care. We began noticing the smallest things about each other. I noticed how he always looked out for others, how his patience extended even to strangers. He noticed when I was anxious, tired, or feeling unsure. Our touches became an unspoken language, a reassuring hand on my shoulder, a careful brush of fingers, a warm hug after a long day. Every gesture said, "I am here, I see you, you are not alone." Love wasn't a grand declaration, it was choice. Some days were easy. We laughed, we shared meals, we talked about dreams. Some nights we sat in silence, perfectly comfortable, our hands finding each other naturally. Every small moment became a thread, weaving our hearts closer together. But love also tested us. There were misunderstandings, times when words were misunderstood, when we let frustration build silently. I doubted whether this quiet love was strong enough. Ethan sometimes seemed distant, and I wondered if he felt the same depth I did. One evening, after a tense day, I finally spoke. "Ethan, are we really together in this?" He looked at me, calm and steady, and held my hand. "I'm here," he said softly. "Every time, I choose us." That reassurance was all I needed. From that moment, our love grew stronger. We began trusting the little touches more. A squeeze of the hand became a comfort. A hug after work became a ritual. A gentle brush of hair from my face became a silent promise. Touch had become a bridge, and over that bridge, love walked steadily. Weeks turned into months. Life continued with its small challenges, work stress, and daily routines, but the connection between us remained constant. Every touch reminded us of care. Every shared silence strengthened trust. Every laugh built warmth. One night, as we watched the stars, Ethan said, "Love doesn't need to shout. It just needs to be chosen, again and again." I leaned into him, feeling the weight of truth in his words. We didn't need words to declare love anymore. Our touch, our presence, and our choices had already done that. And that is how love, born from a single gentle touch, grew into something real, lasting, and unforgettable.